Right now I'm just making simple syrup, which is just a 1-to-1 ratio of hot water to granulated sugar. And this is what we use for our twice bake almond croissants and chocolate peanut butter croissants. So this is going to be used for soaking them before we fill them again and bake them again. That's why they're called twice bakes. So I've got this whole stack of leftovers right here I gotta make. These are gonna be our chocolate croissants, but I would like to start with the plain. So let's take these. So with these, what we do first is grab a knife right here, and we gotta split these guys in half, because this is how we soak them, get it all nice and filled on the inside, and then fill them with the almond frangipane for the regular croissants. This was dangerous. I definitely split my palm open one time. Not fun. It was cool. Just happens, I guess. But what another baker taught me a little bit ago was that you kind of just get it in there first, do a little bloop, 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 and then you just push it down, and you're not like cutting towards your hand. So you just give a little like that, and then push it. Makes it a little bit safer. I mean, I could wear cutting gloves, but what's the fun in that, right? That's no fun. They do look cool though. They look like chainmail. If anyone's ever seen a cutting glove in a food service place, it's chainmail. So it's quite cool actually. And right now I'm just choosing all the plain croissants out of here. And we will go from there. Okay, so then we take these bad boys, flip them open a little bit, and just dunk them right in there. I'd like to do a few at a time, give them a little minute to soak. And then I really should have a tray ready for myself, but I don't. So I got my tray now. And I've got some in here for me. So each tray of almond croissants actually gets 12 per tray, but the chocolate get 15 per tray, because the chocolate croissants are just a little bit smaller. You can see right here, you can fit more of the chocolate croissants on a tray than these bad boys. So, and then as I go along, I put in new ones so I can take the older ones out, and then the new ones get to soak for a minute. But this is why our twice bakes are so filling, I would say. Very sweet, very filling. And then I like to do just a little squeeze. I like to get it in between my palms. Give it a nice squeeze. You still want it to be a little damp, because the whole point is that you're baking it again, so you don't want them to dry out. And this is the whole reason we do this in the first place. So this is exactly what we do with all of our leftover sourdough croissants, almond croissants, and both of our chocolate croissants. We keep them for ourselves and put them in a little bin like this or something else. And then we recycle them as twice bakes. And this gives us a way to not waste as much, not have to get rid of as many things. We do still donate a lot of our pastries and breads, but these ones, we found people really love these anyway, so it's a good way to continue to use our product. And then we go like that, and then that's it for the soaking, and I need to get some almond frangipane real quick. So I'm gonna move this back into the walk-in, do these ones later. And then I've got some almond frangipane right here. I'm gonna take these, flip them open. Sometimes they're a little soft. I like to do like a little row at a time. Grab a thing of frange. Personally, for me, I like it right out of the fridge. Some people prefer it a little bit softer, so they take out like 30 minutes, an hour before. But I prefer when it's nice and hard. I can get like, not hard, but it's malleable. So I can get a good, just a good little amount. Perfect how I want it. And then I just slam that bad boy down onto the next one. Same thing. And I just also hate when it gets stuck to my hands. Can't stand it. Cannot stand it. So annoying when I have to use fresh almond frangipane and it's just getting everywhere. It's very annoying to me. And then you want it to be not too thick, not too thin, just a nice good layer. So we're gonna do each row, fill them up. Get it, I also don't know if you noticed, but I like to get it the whole length of the croissant, not just like in the middle. So you get that frangipane in every bite, because that's like, that's the whole point, right? Duh. So, and then I'll show you how we top it off too. So with the top, we put a little more frangipane on top. I like to do, this is my little method. Get a little ball, roll it up, and then I roll it into a little tube, a little cylinder, and then flatten it out. So again, it's kind of the length of the croissant and not just in the middle. Because I feel like that presents better that way. So we take these, go like that, and then I can show you with the almonds, we just throw a couple sliced almonds on the top as well. Let me grab those from up here. So we take some of these. Some people will just like throw them on like that. I like to smash them on, make sure they stay. Make sure they're gonna bake into that frange and not just fall right off when they're done. So that's how the finished product looks before we bake it again. And then once they're finished, they're a little bit darker. Some people get concerned with how dark they are, but that's the whole point of the simple syrup and the extra frangipane that we put in, is to make it so it doesn't taste overbaked or burnt or anything like that. And then they get topped with powdered sugar in the end as well. Super simple. Frangipane is super simple. It sounds fancy, especially when you say it like frangipane, like some people do. But it's actually really easy, really delicious, really good. It's like my coworker Luis, he explains it as kind of like a cross between a cookie and a cake. It's got that, it's just a very, not like spongy texture, but it's not exactly like a cookie either. So I think he's right. It's the best way to describe it between those two things. Because once it bakes, it doesn't really harden too much. It stays nice and soft and crumbly. That one's a little much. All right. And then we just do our little topper method. And I was doing this one day, and another one of my coworkers, Dave, was like, "Oh, you just do that so nicely." I was like, "Do you not? Like, what do you be doing? Just throw it on there?" I mean, I guess you can, but I don't know. It's like, I know it looks nice underneath, so that's what I care about, personally. Something, it's just like a little extra step, you know? Like when you put your love into something that you're baking, this is basically me putting my love into it, because I love when they look nice. That's what I love. So, it's just something I enjoy doing. Get a new fresh glove so I'm not getting frange all in the almonds. I don't want that. And you just press down. I don't know how to explain it, create a little barrier with my fingers basically so I don't touch the frange either. Well, with the almonds, I create a little barrier between my fingers. Same reason, I just don't want frange getting all over the place. That's another reason why I like doing it this way. It's nice and neat, super simple. You know exactly where you need to put your frange. It's not just going all over the place. It's great. Boom. And those are our twice bakes. And then they just go in the oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, actually, which sounds like a lot, but that syrup in that frange really needs to bake to be finished off. Those are our twice bakes, the same. I'm gonna do chocolate ones later, actually, so I can just do all almond at once. But the chocolate is gonna be the same method. You soak the chocolate croissants in the syrup. We have peanut frange instead of almond frange for those ones. That one's just gonna be granulated peanuts, powdered sugar, a little bit of flour, and egg in that one. And then same method. The only thing is the peanut butter chocolate twice bakes, those ones don't get any topping because they already have the granulated peanuts in the frange. So the frange just goes on top and that's it. My name's Brandon. I started at Proof Bread last August when this location actually first opened. It opened like 2 weeks before I started here or something. I applied like a month or two before that, and then they finally emailed me back and were like, hey, are you still looking for a job? And I was like, yeah, I am. So I came in, I interviewed with John, actually. He happened to be here that day, and that was really cool. He gave me a little tour of the location and everything, let me meet all my coworkers, my current coworkers now. And yeah, personally, I love baking. I've been baking kind of at every job I've worked at a little bit, but nothing as extensive as this kind of baking where I'm actually like hands-on. It was more just like pre-packaged things or cake mixes, stuff like that. So I really enjoy doing this a lot, and I'm having a lot of fun. Even with menial tasks like this, because this does end up being about a whole rack's worth of twice bakes most of the time. So a whole rack's worth, let me tell you, is 20 of these. And then when I'm doing it alone, you just kind of get in the groove, kind of get in that mindset. I usually put on some music or a podcast to listen to. Love Prince. That was me, everybody, in that hand video, playing Prince in the background. That was me, just letting you know. Look at my babies. These are my babies. We love them.